Okay, so a very, very important part of Fotostudio is the workflow because it will make you earn a lot of time. But of course, you first have to think a little bit about it. I mean, not in terms of Fotostudio, but in your own work. How are you working today? What kind of emails are you sending to your clients and when? What kind of task are you doing? I would suggest that you write everything down on a piece of paper and then you implement it in Fotostudio. So we gave you two examples to start. You can use them if you want, but it's not mandatory. So let me show you, for example, the wedding workflow. You can edit it, and you will see all the tasks you have for that kind of shoot. So let's say you have three categories here. You have shoot creation, shoot confirmation, and shoot date. Here you will be able to create all the tasks you want to create based on the shoot date. So let's say my wedding is the 1st of January and I want to create tasks based on this date. I want, for example, to send a reminder email. I want to send, for example, an email automatically the day after the shoot, so after the wedding, to congratulate my client, to say it was a beautiful day and I really loved it. You can see here that I have one day after the shoot date, I will send an automated email with my congratulations. I will also send an email 7 days before the shoot to say good luck to my clients for the last home stretch. I will be able to send an email 1 year after for the wedding anniversary, two years after, and so on. This is tasks based on the shoot date, okay? And you have two types of tasks. You have emails, so you can schedule email for these shoots, or you have classic tasks. So for example, this task can be, okay, 30 days before the shoot, I want to be sure that I created the planning for this wedding, and I want to be sure that I sent it to my client. So this is a simple task, and it will appear on your dashboard, and you can simply tick it or not. Okay, I did it. I don't want to think about it anymore. Or no, I didn't do it, so it's a reminder to do it today. Okay? So this is very easy. You can just add a task. It's simply a type of task. You can create your own in the settings if you want. A description, so what do you have to do for this task, and when. So here, this is the shoot date section, sorry. You can say, okay, I want to do it, for example, 2 days after the shoot or before the shoot, and I can simply add this task. So this is a simple task. Now we have, as I said, automated emails. So if you create a new automated email, remember that there are three buttons here, one for each section. So here I'm in the shoot date section. I want to add an email. You can simply add your title here and your content and say when you want to send it, 2 days after the shoot and so on. This is the most easy thing. But what you can also do is to use the actions. So actions are very nice to automate, for example, the sending of a survey, of an invoice, and so on. So you can, for example, send the wedding survey, the feedback survey, you can send the deposit invoice, or you can send a contract if you want as well. So these tasks are a little bit more complicated, but they automate so many things. So let's say, for example, okay, I want 2 days after the wedding, I want to send the invoice, for example. Fotostudio would create the final invoice for you and send it to the client directly. You have nothing to do. Okay, so this is the shoot date section. And we have two other sections. The first one is the shoot creation date. So you can add in this section tasks and emails which will be based on the date you created the shoot on Fotostudio. So let's say now it's 3 o'clock, I'm creating a new shoot, and I can create tasks linked to that date. So I enter the shoot, it's 3 o'clock, and if I said, okay, 1 day after the creation date, I have this task. So let's say I want to remember to send an estimate to this client 1 day after creating it, for example. I can create it in this section. And this section in the middle is about the signature of the contract. So when the shoot was confirmed, it was when the client signed the contract, for example, yesterday, then I can planify tasks based on this date of signature. So for example, I can send an automated email saying thank you to my client 1 hour after he signed the contract, or I can send him a survey, for example, to get more details about the session he wants. I can send this email 3 days after the date of the contract signature. Okay, so one last thing about the workflows is that you can create subtasks if you want. So what it means is that if you mark this task as done, I will show you how later, it will generate subtasks automatically, and the date they will use as a reference will be the date at which you completed this task, so the time at which you clicked on this task, you validated this task. So this is how you create workflows. This is in fact very easy, but it's hard because you have to think about what you are doing now in real life and how to automate it thanks to Fotostudio. So now maybe you are wondering, okay, I have my workflow, but how am I applying it to my shoots? It is very easy. I'm going to show you how now. So you have in the settings, if you remember, you have shoot types. And here you will be able to define a default workflow for each kind of shoot. So let's say for my wedding shoot, I want here to use a specific workflow, and I want to use my wedding workflow. It means that every time you are going to create a new wedding shoot, this workflow will be applied to your shoot. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to add a new shoot now. And you can see that if in the shoot type I select wedding, the workflow is now automatically set to this workflow. Okay, so when you create a shoot, automatically this workflow will be applied. Now if you want, you can still apply a workflow to an existing shoot. I can go, for example, to this shoot, and you can see here that you have the task button tab in the shoot, and at the moment I have no task at all. So we have the three categories I described earlier. You have after creation of the shoot, after confirmation, and before or after the shoot. I have nothing at the moment. I can still add a task here only for this shoot, so I can add something. If I don't want to forget a task for this client, I can add it on the shoot, on this shoot there. But I can also apply a workflow. To do that, I have the apply workflow button here, and I can select which workflow I want to apply. So let's say I want to apply my wedding workflow, and I just have to hit apply here. And you can see now that all my tasks have been created in this shoot. So everything has been created for me, and you can see, for example, that there are automated emails. They will be sent this date, this date, this date, and so on. Or you can simply tick your task. Okay, I printed my schedule. I can tick this is done, this is done. Okay, and you can then move forward on every task. And last thing, very important, you have on the home, so in your dashboard, you have many sections here, and you have the tasks. And there you can see all the tasks that you have to do based on the date. So in 3 days, and you have all the dates. And you can of course take them from here. And you also have the view all tasks button. On this screen you will get all your tasks by categories, and you can easily drag and drop them from one to another and so on. You can see it like this, and it is a very cool way to see all your tasks and what you have to do or what you already did.